Okay, we're with Dave Bailey, James Ward for the pre-match press conference. Today you've got Leeds. What do you know about the team, James? You know, I know you've done a bit of research into what do you know about the team that you're playing today?
Well, honest answer, not a great deal. We've had a little look at what they're about on their website and whatnot. If you look at a decent outfit, aesthetics. I'm not going to try to tell a true story until we get on football pitch here.
Dave, they had a good development game earlier in the week where everybody was involved.
Yes.
Has that changed how you approach the game today? Is there anything from there that you're going to be bringing in?
Yeah, there'll be one or two players that will get a nice surprise. One or two players obviously have performed in that development game, which is what they're about, and have progressed into the target squad. We've got a little bit of an injury with one of the boys, who's sadly going to miss out today, and that gives a big opportunity for somebody to step up and take his place. The development game itself was a well-contested game. We competed well for most of the game. 3-2 probably didn't quite justify just how open the game had been, but from our perspective we were very pleased. A lot of boys got a lot of minutes under the belt, which served a good purpose for today.
Good, and what's the angle of attack for today? What's the preparation like for today?
I think we've set our stall like that we have in previous games. We look to be solid, consolidate, go out with that clean sheet mentality, and see what we can get from there. We always look bright going forward, so we just need to keep it as tight as possible. I guarantee we'll always need something off a set piece or a moment of brilliance from one of our flair players. Don't know about yourself.
Yeah, well today, obviously the team we're playing is run by an ex-professional, Brian Dean, who is certainly going to be no fool when it comes to how to play the game, and certainly they look very professional. So for our boys, as we always say, you're going to need plenty of courage because you're delving into the unknown today. So we're really looking forward to it. It's another feather in the cap for the programme because this looks a quality setup that they have, and it's great that obviously they're getting the opportunity to play against these boys. A lot of these boys have been at clubs, etc., and they're looking obviously to pursue their education as well as try and regurgitate themselves back into the game. So we're going to need plenty of courage, plenty of passion, because we are delving into the unknown with this side a little bit. But you know, it's an exciting time for the programme at the moment. As I said in previous news shows and press conferences, November is a tough month, and this is another one of those tough games that have come about.
Good. From the game last week, was there any real big highlights? I know, Dave, you mentioned that there were some good performances by some lads that are managing to get hopefully a place in the squad today. Anybody that stood out to you in that development game?
Well, we're certainly talking about Davis, if we're honest. We've just had that discussion again this morning. You know, the way he took his goal, and certainly he's had a few little bumps along the way. He's reacted positively to some of the things and challenges and goals that we've set him about some personal issues. So I think he deserves his opportunity, and we'll see how that works out really today.
As you say, you had some conversations with Davis, and he's really knuckling down on the course. Is that shown on the pitch?
Oh yeah, well definitely, there's no question. And I think that's the first place where I think we can identify if there are issues with our players. It reflects in the training, because the training is high intensity, high level, high fitness. So if there's a dip, you kind of question, is it yourself first, like we always do? If it's not the training and everybody else is performing, then there's obviously an issue, and that's when then we try and find out how they're doing in the class, the education, the host family, and that usually builds up a picture if a boy does have an issue.
Superb. So, leading to the game, what's the preparations going to be like pre-match today? Can you highlight exactly what the routine will be, James, coming around to lunchtime after the boys come out of lessons?
Of course, well, our prep really started yesterday afternoon. We sat everyone down inside the classroom, went through a few things, highlighted our strengths, their strengths, our usual prep and that. And coming into today, the boys should have had a good night's sleep behind them, hydrated, and got the food on board and the energy that they're going to need. They're in class this morning, and then come 12:30 when they finish class, they'll make their way up to Lostock into the changing room. It'll be all about getting your music on, focusing on your game, and then it'll come out on the pitch, warm up, heads on, switched on, and then to the whistle. And the lads are fully prepared. It's just like Dave said, it's that unknown quantity now. It's going to take a lot of courage to go out there and really take the game to them as well. You know, we're not looking to sit back and for them to come out. We'll take the game to them.
I think as well, from the perspective of the preparation that you're talking about, you know, we've got some boys that haven't made the target squad, and it shows the strength of the programme, how fierce it is to get in the target squads from a good performance in the development games, that as the game will be on, there'll be a squad of players running and training, and we'll put them through some minutes. So they'll probably have last for an hour where we'll run them for an hour just to make sure that the heart rate stays up there, the targets that we set. And then obviously they'll get an opportunity to come and watch the game as well. And watching the games, things like that help with lads that are probably on the fringe of the target, because they can see the difference in the pace, the tempo, and it sets them in good stead.
Good, and if I'm right, I think is there another development game early next week for all them
Monday
to show us up. How will you work that with, obviously a game today on Friday, they're off for the weekend and it's straight into the Monday. Have you already been preparing for that development game as well?
So keep one eye on that development game, you know. The lads who get plenty of minutes today, they'll get probably last minutes on that game. The lads who are on, like Dave said, on the fringes, who are unfortunate not to make the squad today, they'll get plenty of minutes to prove their point and stake their worth, really.
Yeah, no, listen, as James says, you always have one eye on the development game. You can't not. You know, and while as soon as this game finishes, you'll be thinking about that. But it shows the strength of the programme, how the games come so thick and fast. And as the games develop and as the team develops, listen, you end up, every game is a target game. And everybody's involved in all the games for the simple fact that everybody should be up to speed at that tempo. And I think there will be. As I say, we've got 1 or 2 injuries at the moment, but you'd expect that at this part of the season. But again, the facilities are holding up, the first class facilities, we'll have no issues with training called off. We've always got the gym work to fall back on. So it's been a good week, good preparation week. We went through and James did the video analysis from games that we've had, like the Trinity game when we played the development game. So they've gone through that, identified strengths, weaknesses, and there's an opportunity to try and work on those today and see if the training ground's still paying off.
Great, what will be the last thing that you say to the lads before the whistle blows for kick-off of the game, James?
Dave's summed it up before, a bit of courage. Chests out, heads up. We don't know what they've got, but let's not worry about that. Let's worry about our strengths and let's take the game to them.
For me, the last thing I'll be telling them to enjoy it. You've always got to enjoy the game. You know, it's a beautiful day out there. A bit cold here in Bolton, but you know, it's a glorious sunshine day. The facilities are first class. These are the memories and these are the moments the boys need to take and grasp and enjoy those memories and never forget them.
Superb, well good luck in the game and we'll speak to you again after the game on Monday.
Thank you very much.